Well, a couple of cafes in the Bay of Plenty have come up with an interesting idea, and that's they don't want, well, specifically Coca-Cola. Sugary soft drinks, we'll say, actually, because it's unclear whether they'll be taking the PepsiCo product versus the sugary soft drink. A few days ago, Sarah made the decision, and very, very recently, in the last few days, Waterfront Cafe owner Noel Dunningham said that he doesn't want Dom George Coke in his shop anymore. He says that's it, we're done. He's worried about the sugar in the drinks and the rising obesity rates, and he's playing his part.
Yeah, fair enough, and good on him too. I mean, you know, that's his decision. If he doesn't want to stock him and people still come and buy his or other drinks that he's got, then, you know, that doesn't represent a loss to him. I'm sure people will as well. It's about convenience a lot of these times. People really are that desperate for a Coca-Cola or a cola beverage of some kind. I'm sure there's one not too far away.
He also said that the cafe's location next to a playground was like the final straw because he's worried about the kids. And this is what he said exactly, quote, "We don't want it, it's the sugar, and next to a playground it's inappropriate. All the talk about obesity and sugar, we just didn't want Coca-Cola and Fanta here. We got better drinks in instead." I, of course, would like to know what other drinks he got in, because if he swapped it, for example, for a coloured milk, that's kind of just as bad because it's the sugar content. But actually, if he's mentioning sugar, you'd have to assume that he's done his research and he wouldn't just get in one sugary beverage and replace it with another.
For another one, exactly. I mean, if he's just making an example out of cola, well, he's kind of, you know, taking with this hand and putting back with that one, and maybe he's just, I don't know, look, we don't know, but you can't say. I mean, it's his store, it's his right to, you know, stock or not stock whatever he wants.
I wonder if it's one of the situations as well where some will say, especially libertarians out there, will say, you know, there's calls for a sugar tax or a fat tax or something like that, whereas this guy gives us the example of how we should do it. If that individual doesn't want to sell it, then he won't. If it impacts him in a financial way, so be it. If the customer wants to go somewhere else and get their sugary drink,
exactly,
so be it as well. I don't know for you though, but for me as well, I'm not a huge fan of the soft drink anymore. I used to be very, very into the soft drink. I'll tell you a very quick story, and I won't mention any brand names because they're all the same to me. It was a cola beverage, and I used to drink heaps of it. It was a sugar-free cola beverage. I used to drink heaps of it, a lot of it, like a litre a day, maybe more.
Jeez.
I know, a lot of it. And I was one day just having my cola beverage, and I needed to go to the bathroom, not to be too kind of graphic on ODT TV here, but I went to the bathroom and I had this little epiphany where I went, all the liquid goes in black and it all comes out kind of clear.
So where's the black stuff going?
Well, that's what I thought. I know it's kind of unscientific.
It's rotting your insides, mate.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing.
And I don't want to sound like an idiot and, you know, an unscientific person, but it was the thought that went through my head. I'm putting all the stuff into my body, which is a dark coloured beverage, and when it passes through, it comes out a clear liquid, so to speak. And that was it. From that day onwards, I haven't had another soft drink at all.
It's amazing the epiphanies one gets when visiting the abode.
Yeah, that and business ideas, all from the bathroom.
All of them, the whole lot of them.